My worry is that our attachment to being constantly at war is somehow driven by the desire of the ruling class to make profits from the armaments industry. This is what Dwight D. Eisenhower warned us against.
Absolutely, in his farewell address,
yeah. To the nation when he left office in 1963 or whenever it was. No, I'm wrong about that. Whenever it was.
Yeah, a bit earlier, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, earlier. So that is my deep concern. For instance, obviously the war in Ukraine gets a huge amount of attention, as it should, constantly. But we have to look at that picture and say, is it really necessary? Well, it's huge good news for the armaments industries, probably in Russia as well as in the United States of America. But for Raytheon and Northrop and Boeing and, all the other armaments factories all over, it's a huge godsend. Their profits are going up, the value in the companies is, but why are the American people being expected to fight that war as a proxy? Why are they sending $40 billion or whatever it is to arm the Ukrainians? Why are they doing that when the war was completely avoidable? If only they'd taken note of the Minsk II agreement, which was exactly the platform that whatever the president's name is, begins with a Z.
Zelensky, yeah, he ran on implementing Minsk II. You're absolutely right, yeah.
That's what he stood on. He stood on ending the civil war in the Donbass. In fact, he stood on everything that was in the Minsk II
and making a final peace with Moscow, yeah.
Making peace with Moscow and agreeing that the Ukraine should never become part of NATO.
Yeah.
Okay, so those were the main things. Well, all the government of the United States of America had to do was to support him in those endeavors. Obviously, after he became the president, somebody, persons unknown, pointed a gun at his head and suggested to him that that's not going to happen, brother, they said. And so he's elected by in a huge landslide. 73% of the popular vote go to this guy, and he can't implement any of the things that he ran on.
Yeah,
Somebody said, no, we're going to have a war with Russia instead. But no, we are. We've decided. Well, who's decided? Who made that decision? Because it certainly wasn't Zelensky.